Hey guys, I'm Brandon Hurtado, and this is Around the Plate, an all-new barbecue video series connecting championship baseball to championship barbecue. We're gonna talk about everything from strikeouts to smoking meats and show you how to hit a home run in your own backyard with our barbecue method. So join me with past and present Ranger players as we take you around the plate. All right, guys, so I'm here with World Series champion, Texas Ranger pitcher, John Gray. John, how you doing, brother?
Doing excellent. Thanks for having me.
Man, I'm so excited that you're here today. You are actually the first guest on Around the Plate, and I'm really excited for what we're gonna work on today. We're gonna show these guys how to make a smoked tri-tip sandwich with a homemade chimichurri. You ever had tri-tip before?
I have.
You have?
I have, yes.
So did you have it where it was like reverse seared, where it's medium rare, or did you have it smoked like a brisket where it's just cooked all the way through, well done?
It wasn't well done. I think mine was more on the rare side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how I like my tri-tip, but today we're cooking on the smoke box that we've made with Hurtado Grill Co. in Kansas, and we're gonna cook our tri-tip like a brisket. So it's gonna have a real nice smoke ring on it. It's gonna be well done, but it's gonna be super tender, and I think it's gonna work really well with that chimichurri.
Hell yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. So we're gonna get started by trimming up our tri-tip. And while I get started on that, if you wanna throw on some gloves, got some right there for you. This is a choice tri-tip, and that's typically what you see if you go to a specialty butcher shop. They're not usually gonna have prime. So the tri-tip is actually from the bottom sirloin on the cow. So it's right in front of the butt cheek. Ooh. And it is a really awesome piece of meat that you can either grill or smoke. And it has this nice little fat cap on top of it. So I'm gonna trim this down some so that we have about a 1/4 inch of fat left on top of here. And that's usually what we do, like with our briskets, whenever we trim, is we'll just leave about a 1/4 inch of fat so that you still retain some of that moisture, but you're not gonna bite into a big piece of fat whenever you're doing this.
Love it.
So man, talk to me about what the experience has been like post World Series championship win. What was it like?
It's very surreal, and it's something that kind of kept getting better and better. It seemed like the more I realized like how big it was, and the city showed that. I mean, when we got back home, the parade was enormous, bigger than anything I ever expected.
That was crazy.
I mean, everywhere I go, everywhere I talk to, I mean, you wouldn't believe how many fans have been waiting on this for so long, and they've been so excited. So it's definitely been mind-blowing.
It was kind of a generational thing. You know, so many people were talking about how their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, you know, had been waiting around for a Rangers World Series win. And I think that it wasn't just like, you know, something that we're celebrating. It's our parents and people that came before us that were Rangers fans back when people like Nolan were pitching.
Yeah.
You know? So what's the first thing that you did after the World Series win?
Oh man. Oh, I think I slept for 12 hours. And I've been traveling ever since, but it's been fun. It's been a really fun off season.
That's cool. So do you get to actually take a break, or are you pretty much just having to maintain and get ready for spring training?
Normally you get a small break, but yeah, I mean, you know, there's still enough time to kind of hang around for a little bit and before things get too serious. But then again, yeah, still eyeing spring. It's coming around soon.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So I did a little bit of research with a buddy of mine who is a super Rangers fan. He follows the minor leagues a lot, but he told me that you're a little superstitious. How superstitious are you when it comes to baseball?
A few things. Like last year, I had a 1991 penny in my pocket on most of my good games. So I'd put that same penny back in my pocket, put it back in my locker. So there's a few things, you know, that are kind of strange, but my routine changes so much. I don't really stick to the same thing a lot.
Is it true that you found that penny head side up in the dugout and that's why you kept it?
I think so. I can't remember how I got that thing, but I remember it being my birthday, and I don't know, it was just a cool penny, and you know, I remember it being in my pocket whenever I did well. So
that's cool.
Did
you have it in your pocket during the World Series?
I didn't. No, I actually lost it at the end of last year. So this whole 23 season has been penniless.
You know, I'm kind of curious because we have like this rivalry with the Astros, right? And during the series in the ALCS, we had this huge rivalry with Astros fans who would come here and eat, and you know, they're just talking crap about this and that. You know, they've won however many World Series championships, legitimately or not. That's neither here nor there. How does that rivalry kind of transfer onto the field? Do you feel it, or are you just playing another game?
I feel it, and it makes, but that's something I choose. You know, it's something you can ignore and you can just focus on the game, or you can use it as fuel and make it something that either makes you better, hopefully not worse. If it makes you worse, ignore it. But yeah, I think it's something that makes our team better. I thought when the tension got higher, we played better. We came out on top. So you know, it's something that we make work for ourselves.
Okay, so we make our own rubs here at Hurtado Barbecue, and that was kind of out of necessity so that we would have consistency in our product. We have a pork blend that's kind of an all-purpose blend that you can use on fish, veggies, stuff like that. And then we have this beef blend that we use on all of our brisket. We use it on tri-tip steaks. It's a little more pepper forward, but it's got a really good salt balance to it. And it's Tex-Mex, right? So we do Tex-Mex style barbecue.
I love that.
So it has chili powder and cumin and other flavors like that you would find in Mexican food, but we use it in barbecue. And that's what makes us unique.
Yeah.
So with this tri-tip, we're gonna use our beef blend. We're not gonna use any kind of binder or anything on here. Why don't you go ahead and season this guy up? And you can just be real liberal with it, man. Just go ahead and shake it on there.
All right.
That's perfect. And we'll flip it over and hit the other side.
Beautiful. The top.
Perfect. Yep. That looks great, man. All right, so we got this guy all seasoned up. Now we're gonna go throw it on the smoke box.
Beautiful.
All right, John, so we've got our tri-tip on the smoke box. We're gonna just let that roll. And in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and build our chimney. Now this is a chimney with a little bit of heat to it. You like spicy stuff at all?
Man, like hot Cheetos is about as far as I get.
That's okay, this isn't that hot.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with one jalapeno, and then we're gonna put some parsley in here, a bunch of parsley. And then if you wanna open that garlic, dump those guys in there. About 8 to 10 cloves of garlic. Yep, there you go. And then I love cilantro, so we're gonna put a bunch of cilantro in here. And then if you wanna grab that red wine vinegar, it's about a half cup.
Okay. Half a cup, all of it's going in?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And then we've got the zest of 2 lemons going in here.
Ooh.
A little zesty. You wanna dump that olive oil in there?
Let's go.
Oh yeah. And we're gonna hit it with lemon juice from 2 lemons. And then you got some red chili flake if you wanna grab that. Drop that guy in there.
Baby. I remember these boys. There we go.
A little bit of heat.
Yeah.
And then there's some pepper and salt. We've got about 2 tablespoons each.
Okay.
Pepper and salt. We're gonna dump in there.
Pepper. And a little salt.
Last of the lemon juice. And then traditionally in a chimney, you know, we would just chop all this up and do it by hand. But we're not a very traditional barbecue company. So we're gonna blend it and make it a little bit easier on ourselves. But we don't wanna blend it all the way. You just wanna do kind of a rough chop on it. So we're gonna turn this guy on and I'm just gonna pulse. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. So we're gonna dump this in here, save it for our tri-tip. One thing that I really like about chimney is including a red wine vinegar because it adds a little bit of acidity to it, which I really like. I'm gonna try some of this. pretty dang good, huh?
Well done. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That's gonna work real well. Sweet. All right, John, we got our chimney made. We're gonna go ahead and check on our tri-tip. It's been on the smoke box for about 4.5, 5 hours now. And then we're gonna make some sandwiches. What do you think?
Man, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So check out the bark on that tri-tip.
Yeah.
It's really well barked up, and it almost looks like a mini brisket. And I guarantee when we cut into this thing, it's gonna have a nice smoke ring on it.
Oh man, it
It's
looks
gonna be
so
nice
good.
and tender. So you can tell with tri-tip that the grain runs 2 different ways. So you gotta change direction when you're slicing it. You always cut against the grain whenever you're cutting a piece of meat like this.
Okay.
So we'll have to figure that part out. So let's go ahead and get some buns on here, toast them up a little bit. We'll get this sliced up, and then we'll start making some sandwiches.
Hey man, sounds good.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and slice into our tri-tip. We smoked this entire thing all the way through till it was around 195 internal, and it's got this nice bark on there. There's gonna be a little bit of a layer of fat on here, but we kind of want that to retain the moisture since it's a choice piece of meat. Let's slice this guy up.
All right.
See what we're working with here. So we've got a little bit of a smoke ring right there underneath. You can tell it's nice and tender. You want to try a piece?
Sure, absolutely.
There you go.
All right, brother.
Cheers, man.
Let's go.
That's baller.
Oh my God.
So good. So this is just one different way to cook a tri-tip. You know, you don't have to do everything reverse seared. It doesn't always have to be medium rare. You can cook it like a brisket, and it's going to turn out just fine. Get these buns toasted.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nothing better than a buttery bun. So what's your favorite barbecue place back home to go to?
There was a place in my hometown I grew up called PJ's Barbecue,
Yeah.
and it's not there anymore, unfortunately. But it was a really good family-owned business. It was there for a long time, but I do remember from my childhood. Yeah.
Where's home?
Chandler, Oklahoma.
Chandler, Oklahoma.
Chandler, Oklahoma.
Awesome. Is that where you met your wife?
That is, yeah. We grew up together there. Started dating in middle school, so
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dang, it's a long time.
it is.
That guy. I'm gonna cut this in half. We're gonna go to town. Here you go, brother.
All right, thank you.
Here we go.
All right.
Wow. That's so good.
Wow.
What do you think?
Must have died and gone to heaven. It was good. It's awesome. Wow.
John, so I'm gonna introduce you to a good friend of mine, Brett from Hurtado Grill Co.
Brett, what's up?
Hi, nice to meet you.
You too.
So Brett owns the manufacturing company for our Hurtado smoke box that we just cooked everything on.
All right.
And he's got a surprise for you.
We're really excited about our brand partnership with Brandon Hurtado and the Smoke Box, and as a true partnership, we'd like to offer you your very own Smoke Box. This is a way of saying thank you for being part of this today.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you guys.
Absolutely, man. We'll have it delivered to you, and you can start cooking at home for you and your own family, and you know, hopefully producing some awesome Q like this.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. That sounds great.
Thanks, John.
Thank
Enjoyed
you.
having you
Yes,
today,
sir.
man.
Thank
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Cool.